And they're off. Planting really picking up in those fields out there right now. More farmers are incorporating precision technology. See the benefits this season. And so much water soaking into the ground. Meanwhile, more is flowing in from Colorado and Wyoming. Check the impact on irrigation systems. A hatchery set to open soon in Grand Island. And farming and tourism collide, bringing in big bucks. You're watching NTV's Grow. When it comes to planting, it's all about timing and precision. And out there in those fields, farmers were really able to take advantage of a recent window of opportunity when the sun came out to shine. NTV's Carmen Montez takes a look at the progress out there and how precision farming is really having an impact this season.
Farmers may have been delayed due to rain, but they're out in full force working to catch up.
We've got the Precision 2020 system on it. We've got the Ag Excel liquid fertilizer system on it. We're dual placing fertilizer on this machine. We're putting 1034O in furrow as a pop-up fertilizer, and we're running some liquid capture with that to prevent against pathogens.
Ross Walgren is using the latest precision planting equipment, which helps him do more with less cost and less inputs.
You know, we're just basically trying to push the yield. We're trying to use the right nutrients and increase the yield, and that's pretty much what we're going for, and we've seen good results with it, so we just keep working with it.
With the cost of corn and the high cost of fertilizers, farmers need to make sure they get that product where it needs to be.
We want to make sure that the application rate is precise so that no row is putting out more than the other row, and that the nutrients are placed with accuracy to enhance the most possible benefit of yield in this crop.
With requirements in tracking and accuracy from the EPA, farmers are using the latest technology to help them track the product they are putting in the soil.
The technology just has evolved, and they've really grasped it and got it to where it's actually working really well for the system to do what we want it to do.
Running long hours on the field, farmers want to make sure they aren't over-applying to reduce costs.
This is more of a site-specific. Each area is getting the right amount of seed, the right amount of fertilizer to raise the crop for that soil type and that soil sample.
One, if you over-apply, then basically you could be wasting fertilizer, and at the same time, too many nutrients down by the seed, or even 32% could possibly damage the seed or affect your yield.
Bottom line, it's all about timing and precision when it comes to planting season. In Farnham, Carmen Montez, NTV News.
Checking in now is to the planting progress out there in the fields. According to the recent USDA report, corn planting is at about 26%. That's behind 45 last year at this time and 5-year average of 31. Sorghum's at 1% planted, behind 8 last year. Soybeans is at 2%, that's behind 9 last year. A lot of water coming down the Platte River. The thing is, officials don't know how much or when it will arrive. It's coming from the basin's rain runoff. The nearly full Wyoming reservoirs upstream of Lake McConaughey on the North Platte River and deeper than average snowpacks in the Rocky Mountains of Colorado and Wyoming. CNPPID reports there isn't much room in the upstream reservoirs for higher than normal snowpack. As of Monday, Lake McConaughey was 85% full. We'll hear more from CNPPID later on here in the show. An international company is hoping to open its doors soon in Grand Island. Hendrix Genetics. They have a $10 million hatchery. They plan to open doors later on and bring in chicks this next year. Here's NTV's Megan Johnson with the story.
Central Nebraska is probably better known as cattle country, but chickens will be the name of the game, not just here in Grand Island, officials say, but in several other communities as well. It was all smiles as community leaders and a Netherlands-based company turned dirt for a new hatchery operation.
It's near many of our customers and a customer base that we're trying to grow right now. So there's a lot of farms in the Midwest, and this will be able to supply chicks for those farms.
The $10 million building won't be the only one going up in central Nebraska either. Hendricks Genetics says they'll have around 11 breeding barns at local farms within 100 miles of Grand Island to supply the eggs they'll hatch.
We like to work with small family farms, those guys that are looking to diversify some extra income there, or bringing kids back to the farm. So we like to support that, and it's a great opportunity to be able to do that.
The company says they've signed around a half dozen contracts already, with barns to be built near Central City, Edgar, and Campbell.
We're happy to be a part of the community now.
But in looking at the GI part of the operation, which officials say will be state-of-the-art, economic development leaders are hoping it spurs more industrial growth nearby.
We're going to have a lot of people looking at it, so it's going to be a great chance for Grand Island to showcase itself in all that we have. And part of that's going to be Platte Valley Industrial Park East.
To crunch some more numbers, officials say each of those breeder barns cost about $2 million to put up. So if you add the whole operation together, they say it's about a $40 million investment in central Nebraska.
39,000 turkeys destroyed. A Missouri farm under quarantine. Is Nebraska ready for a possible bird flu outbreak once again? NTV's Melissa Newman has more.
We are probably more well known as a beef state and a pork state, but we have a significant business in poultry production.
How significant? Nebraska is currently ranked 10th in the country for egg production, with more than 9.5 million birds in commercial laying facilities.
We went back to backyard flocks. We wouldn't have.
State veterinarian Dr. Dennis Hughes says, however, last year's bird flu outbreak had a major impact on those numbers.
We're probably down considerably now from what we went through in 2015, but so are Iowa and Minnesota from what they went through.
In total, bird flu caused the death of over 5 million chickens last summer, leading to 8 miles worth of compost piles as crews try to contain the outbreak. Now crews are using that experience to help them prepare for the future.
We've had multiple meetings with industry leaders, stakeholders. We continue to try to educate them on what they can do to implement major biosecurity protocol to prevent a reoccurrence.
Producers may be the biggest biosecurity threat to their poultry, and they might not even know it.
So what happens is humans can be carrying the virus through, again, what they might carry on their shoes or boots or on their clothes. Of course, there's always that fear again that an avian influenza strain could mutate with an ongoing human strain and create a more serious disease.
Symptoms of bird flu can vary on the strain. Ruffled feathers and a drop in egg production can mean your flock has LPAI, or low pathogenic avian influenza. HPAI, or high pathogenic, can affect internal organs, creating a poultry mortality rate of 90% or higher. Dr. Hughes says it's important we all work together to lower the risk of more birds dying from this illness.
The more we can do to educate, the more we can do to hopefully prevent another outbreak.
A Nebraska farmer recently named a member of the Humane Society of the United States National Agriculture Advisory Council. Kevin Fulton will serve to advise the organization on national ag issues. HSUS has 11 state ag advisory councils. This last week, they announced their establishment of a National Council of Family Farmers and Agriculturalists. They bring money into Nebraska's pocket. Corn and soybeans hold a major market hold when it comes to ethanol and soy biodiesel. This month, May has been proclaimed as Renewable Fuels Month. In addition to the economic side, officials say ethanol and soy biodiesel bring environmental and consumer benefits. Nebraska is the nation's second largest ethanol producer, with 25 plants and a capacity of more than 2 billion gallons of production. Farming is #1 in Nebraska, and it helps with #3, tourism. So in honor of Tourism Week, NTV's Grow co-host Steve White takes a look at how agriculture can team up with the travel business industry. Take a look.
The State Fair and Husker Harvest Days obviously attract a lot of people to Grand Island, but more than that, it's livestock shows and here, Raising Nebraska. Passport to fun. Raising Nebraska is an interactive exhibit unlike any other in the state. It's all about our food and the people who grow it. Located on the state fairgrounds, it's open year-round, and coordinators hope being part of the state tourism passport encourages more visitors to check it out.
It is marked at a 4th grade reading level, but guess what? That doesn't matter. The little kids love running on our big Nebraska map or sitting in the combine, and the 88-year-olds love reading and remembering what things used to be.
Agriculture is not only the foundation of central Nebraska, it's a big part of the local tourism effort, especially in the community that hosts the State Fair and Husker Harvest Days.
Agritourism isn't a niche for Grand Island, it's a core of our business. We are an agricultural community. When you look at what happens here, whether it's agricultural industrial type of work or directly to agriculture, none of it's very far from what we do here.
The fairgrounds will play host to 3 national livestock shows this summer. Those events fill hotel rooms. With all those events upcoming, the local Visitors Bureau provided tours for those who work in tourism-related fields so they can show off some of the other attractions visitors may be interested in. And as part of that passport program, Raising Nebraska here at the State Fairgrounds will be expanding its hours this summer, open on Saturdays. Steve White, NTV News, Grand Island.
A leader in the beef and livestock industry gets an honor. She's known as the voice of beef. Anne-Marie Bosshammer is the newest UNL Block and Bridle honoree. Bosshammer is the executive director of Nebraska Beef Council, where she leads a team to collect and manage beef checkoff funds in the state. Bosshammer has made many presentations to producer groups and narrated radio spots promoting beef. It's a battle for every drop of a precious resource. There are efforts underway to protect water for food. We have that after the break. Don't go anywhere.